Get started then. So hello all and welcome to this webinar with Talkdesk. This is being recorded and all registrants will get a link to the recording afterwards. So feel free to type any questions into the chat box during the presentation. And with that, I will turn it over to Chad O'Donnell.
Thank you, Nicole. Really appreciate you setting this up. We wanted to have a webinar that outlines Talkdesk and why we believe that Talkdesk is one of our top partners when talking about customer experience or contact center as a service. And so today we're going to jump into a little bit of a detailed presentation around Talkdesk with Bob Benner with Talkdesk. So Bob, you want to start?
Yeah, thank you, Chad. Hopefully you can hear me. Coming through loud and clear? All right, awesome. Well, good day, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Glad to be here. My name is Bob Benner. I'm a director of AI solutions here at Talkdesk. So what I do in my team is we really help promote and enhance the leverage of, or take the notion of AI and apply it across customer experiences in a variety of ways, taking advantage of what we would call loosely AI, but apply it across different areas of the journey and make those experiences more enriched, augmented, and really drive better adoption on that as we have the constraints and the challenges there. About 25 years in the contact center industry myself. I've worked in a variety of contact center platforms, Cisco, Genesys, done a lot of IVR work in my day, sales, service, delivery. I've seen it all, and happy to be here and talk to you today. So if we're okay, we'll dive right in, and what I call destination AI, and what I like to call it's within reach. And so we'll get a few slides here, and then we'll throw a little poll at you. And then, of course, we'll go in there, and then we'll leave a little bit of time at the back end for some Q&A, hopefully. So let's just start, just to set some grounding here. Obviously, you're probably well aware, but digital brands, or what I would call the brands that were born in a mobile world or a digital world, really set a new standard in a lot of cases. It's really of enhancing and offering faster service, and customers brands that do that well tend to continue to, let's say, deliver high value to their customers. And it's all about speed, right? Driving frictionless, fast service. And we all want that as consumers. So that notion has really led to this notion of maybe what we would call AI and applying AI. Of course, the notion of how to serve customers has really been the same for a long time, right? We've seen a lot of technologies out there, and a lot of brands continue to leverage those technologies. It started back in the day where it was just call into an 800 number and connect with a person. Then we decided to introduce voice automation, where we stuck IVRs in front of those experiences. And as we know, the dreadful press 1, press 2, press 3 menu situation. Of course, it's also managing the people. That's a huge expense. And a lot of contact centers is the human capital. And we have to consider that and trying to manage the work, manage the staff, the people, et cetera. So you see a lot of spreadsheets out there being leveraged even to this day. And then, of course, how do you, who's in charge? Command and control, empowerment, those types of things. So those jobs of servicing the client, they've been around for a while. Now it's talked about, how do we modernize that? How do we make that better? Take advantage maybe where those technologies sit today, and then move it forward. So here at Talkdesk, we really believe that AI-led automation is really the key to drive modern customer experiences. So it's all about, as I said before, being faster, being frictionless, right? Remove the barriers that customers want, anticipate my needs as a consumer. And of course, and those who anticipate my needs well, understand what I'm saying, even predict where I'm gonna go, well, they're gonna win my business. And it's really about that. I know sometimes we talk about bringing the best service, but sometimes it's only about just make it easy for me. And with AI, we can do that. And we're going to talk a little bit about the practicality of that. So let's dive right in a few things here. And I want to set a poll. So I'd like to take the first poll. What are you using to really power, if you're using AI, what are you doing today on that? So if you could go ahead and submit those questions and take a look at that and give me your thoughts. And this really allows us to see where you are at in your journey today. And hopefully we are getting some responses and answers to that. All right, so here we go. So one of the things to do that we see right now is we've got pretty much it's even. Most people are evaluating right now, which is fair, right? It's still relatively in its infancy. And then the other one is beginning to experiment with AI solutions. So what I don't see is a lot of folks that are operationally driven on that. So that's fair. That's what I expected. So let's then knock off the second poll right now as well to give you a little bit different gauge. And this is where, what do you see as the barriers of entry for AI today? So take a few minutes, answer that. I need Jeopardy music in the background. That would be nice. But in the meantime. All right, so now we got some feedback. Again, 50-50, where I don't have the skills or the experience or the resources. So that's fair, that's a common one. And then the other common one, which I'm glad we got records on, it was, I'm not sure where to begin. So perfect, these are areas that we need to talk about and solve for. So I'm gonna give you an idea of how to take a path and begin to your destination AI. So let's dive right in there. I'll jump into the next slide here. So as you probably saw, what are some of the barriers? That's a big one for a lot of folks, is that it may be cost, it may be the staff, the resources, the skills, lack of understanding, lack of maturity. Maybe you don't have all the tools in place. And then for others, it's time to value. Do we experiment with this and do we really see it? And I saw from the poll here, you're either evaluating, kicking the tires, or you're experimenting a little bit, which is fair. And that's what you do early on. But you're not necessarily sure where to go. But you hear out there in the all the press, analysts, they're all going to tell you, and the data is true, is that they're going to be spending a ton on AI, and that's going to continue. We're in the early days of that, but it's been going on for the last 5 to 7 years, and it's just continually been increasing, which is great to see. Now the question is, how do you take advantage of it faster? Remember, your customer is all about fast and frictionless, so this point of time to market, time to value, that's extremely important. So we're going to talk about how do we get those barriers, how do we get over those barriers, those speed bumps, and get you rolling. And with Talkdesk, there's some really impactful things here. And the way I like to look at it is when evaluating AI, I talk about the 3 E's. Enhance, ease, and elevate. What do I mean by that? Look for solutions that enhance the customer experience, right? How is AI going to enhance it? Not totally transform it, but augment it, enhance it, because these things have to be in little doses along the way, and it continues because that drives adoption. It isn't so disruptive that it prevents or it creates a negative impact. So you got to think about enhancing an experience you already have and just making that better. Second one is ease. Well, it's got to be really easy to implement, and that's what's usually been the barrier. The tools are complicated. It's not easy to command the console and control that experience. And then the third is, will it continue to elevate experiences over time? So that's crucial as well, is making sure that we have a tool set that allows us to continually improve and take that enhance and continue to elevate. So that's the 3 E's I like to talk about. And here at Talkdesk, we really break it down in what we call this notion of this methodology, what we like to call jobs to be done. And we really look at it in 3 buckets. We look at it about increasing self-service. Me as a consumer, I enjoy getting served where I can do it on my pace, my way, at my time. So we want to continually increase that. And of course, that reduces the cost. Remember what I mentioned earlier? It's about the human capital, and that human capital is really expensive. And when we get through times like the economic times now, that's going to be in check at times to validate that. So if you can offer more increased self-service and give it what your customers want, it comes down at a lower cost, and then allows me as a consumer to choose. And I like the choice. Another one is identifying these jobs to be done, of identifying where are issues not going so smoothly, right? Where is those paths of customer service that aren't serving clients well? And if you have insight to that, a lot of businesses sometimes do not know that maybe the experience of a consumer dialing in or going through a chat bubble or an email isn't working too well. So you need to have a way to surface those problems quickly, identify those, and then set corrective action. So that's the other one that you're going to maybe look for in the jobs to be done. And the third is agent empowerment. I like to say it this way: let the robots do what robots do, and let the humans be humans. The point here is not to transfer the workload and remove the humans from the experience. The humans are a critical piece of it. And so we want to continue to do that. But there is times where it's repetitive, basic information, and we want to offer that up to let the robot do that robotic work and let the human do the what higher level order work that's necessary for the business. And so these three areas of jobs to be done in AI and automation, of self-service, gaining customer insight, and empowerment, are the three crucial ones the way we see it. And that's how we drive our products and our solutions, is to focus on those areas. Of course, so let's talk about, how do we embark on this? How do we do this so quickly? How do we dive in and begin? Because like I said, sometimes it was the barrier, you're experimenting, but how do I get started? How do I get rolling? And there's some really basic things here that maybe you're not aware of in Talkdesk, then I want to certainly enlighten you a little bit. And the first is really about scaling the conversation. Remember what I mentioned about let the robot be robot and let the human be human? There's opportunity to let the robot do that basic type of information that you're looking for. You know, what are your store hours? What's your return policy? You know, are you available, you know, in where I'm going to vacation and you're nearby? It's those kind of questions. And those questions are highly repetitive, happen often. And as humans, sometimes we get tired of answering those questions 1,000 times. We'll let the bot do that. And as consumers, let us take advantage of that. We know we don't want to sit in a call and wait for 2 or 3 minutes or 4 minutes for a basic question like that. We just want our information fast and simple. And a couple ways you can do that certainly is virtual agent. And here at Talkdesk, we've made it easy to develop a virtual agent experience. And that can really be driven both for voice and digital. So voice and chat allow us to create this human conversation, but it makes it easy to develop the experience, but then also make it engaging for the client. And we've developed a palette of tools in our platform. And the great thing about this in Talkdesk is that's available in every platform. There are 2 areas I would probably say you want to focus on in step 1 of your journey. Ask your agents, ask your customers. You've got surveys. Ask them what they would like to see, where they would need the frequent information. You have FAQs, you know what these calls are that are asked so often. Your agents are tired of answering them, and you know it happens often. Take advantage and insert a virtual agent in front of the conversation, and then let that handle that piece very well. And we can do that very simply. In fact, I showcase a virtual agent often with our clients. And I usually define 1 or 2 use cases. Are you a retailer? Are you in health or in financial? And then I just go look at their website, look at a few areas of how I can contact them. And then I just take that experience and apply it and show them a voice or digital experience very simply. And I can literally do that in about 30 minutes. That is huge. 5, 6, 7 years ago, that would take days, weeks, sometimes months to even build a basic experience. We can drag and drop those experiences very quickly in the palette, and every edition of Talkdesk offers you this capability. In addition, everyone wants to be identified and authenticated. We are identified and authenticated to death. And it's just nature of the way it is now with high security concern, risk, exposure. Identity is another piece of our platform that's already baked in that allows you to quickly identify. You could identify the caller via their phone number or via their voice biometric. We could do a voice print, just like we do Touch ID or Face ID, and apply a voice biometric, which could quickly identify. How many times are you asked these common questions? What's your date of birth? What's your social security number? What's your blood type? What's your firstborn? Let's remove those barriers. And we have something called identity that allows you to see that very quickly and identify the caller and remove the friction of identity. So first step, let's take a look at those things, a virtual agent identity, to really authenticate and support conversations that are simple conversations that need to be had. Here's some quick tools just to highlight that. I've just highlighted a couple, but voice agent, virtual agent voice or virtual agent digital are very easy to consume, available, and you can manipulate that very quickly. It takes, again, 30 minutes to start, and then you begin. Identity is another piece that really is impactful that allows you to authenticate callers easily. A voice print is much easier than asking me 10 questions. My voice is my password. I can be entered into the system, authenticated accurately, and then begin to get served, and you can reduce that time, okay? Another one is empowering agents. Make agents really useful, or let's say knowledgeable. We're all asking agents to know everything about every situation at every point in time of a customer journey. Let's leverage the notion of knowledge. Let's provide tools of a conversation. So let's say you've had a conversation with a virtual agent, but now you need to get into a more complicated conversation, refinancing a mortgage, right? Changing your policy for your home or auto. These may be a little more complicated arrangements depending on the brand you represent. And agents need to be all-knowing, all understanding of all these changes that happen often. With the notion of agent assist, we can provide information, service it up very quickly, and we apply AI. And how do we apply AI? We listen to the conversation, and then we suggest things at the agent to guide them and help them find answers to those questions very quickly. This helps ramp up agents much faster, get them on their day. And this is the part where you remove the churn. Agents really are sometimes overwhelmed, frustrated, doing all those repeat calls. Again, remove the repeat calling, give it to the bot, and then empower them for the more complicated information and surface up. As conversations occur and I begin stating what I need, the agent can immediately be lit up with information. And the notion of agent assist and the power of knowledge that powers behind agent assist can really be instrumental. And it really makes agents feel better. Agents want to answer questions. Agents want to get you guided in the right way, and they want to resolve quickly as well. And so certainly with the notion of agent, and again, what we've built here in the platform, it's really easy to administer. I'll just show you quick highlights on that. Just you can see a few tools here, Agent Assist, where it's very clean in its approach, and then it provides the relevant data as a conversations occur. And through conversational AI and natural language processing, we're allowed to surface that up, and you can build knowledge very quickly for agents. You already have it today. You have FAQs, you have websites, but sometimes that's not at the fingertips of the agent. It's deep in the CRM somewhere, right? It's deep in some back office. Let me put you on hold. Agent Assist allows you to get that data on time in a very expedient fashion. And those are some areas that I would always focus on to take a look at. And then third is uncovering reasons why. Maybe we don't totally understand what customers need or want or what they're expecting, or maybe it was just a bad day in the contact center. And so sometimes you want to surface what are the problems, where are customers talking about where they aren't being served well. And through the power of analytics and what we call AI Trainer, we can begin to learn better about what customers want and anticipate their needs, surface the most relevant pieces of information, and allow you to construct the next wave of journey for your customers. And so that's the other piece that we want to bring to the table. It's not only about conversational AI, virtual agent, and agent empowerment, it's also having analytics to listen to the conversations that you're having with your customers, and then allow to scour through that very quickly and pinpoint where they're the most problematic questions. Maybe everyone's complaining about a return that's taking too long. Maybe everyone's complaining about an outage that's affecting you and power. Those things can allow you to begin to center in on those very quickly, and then to say, how do I augment that? Do I want to provide that more to the virtual agent faster? Do I want to notify my agents quicker about this type of information, which may be very dynamic? And through the power of analytics and the notion of AI trainer, which I'll get to in a second, these are really impactful areas that can change the next wave of experiences. Remember what I said, ease, enhance, and elevate? Well, this is what I would call the notion of not only enhancing, but elevating the experience. And so let me jump into that. Again, here are some quick tools just to give you some screenshots of what that can do. We have speech analytics. We have sensors. Sensors is where we can spot keywords and flag and notify operational support and staff and team of an urgent issue. We can identify those words that are spoken and immediately notify to take action. And of course, then we have this thing called AI Trainer, which is a huge differentiator in the marketplace. AI Trainer really allows us to continue to enhance the AI, the intelligence, the understanding. So when we don't get it right or we don't know what you're asking for, we can allow to flag that and then ask agents or your additional staff in your contact center to train the model and get the model to go better. And so humans are the best at this. And so we've made a very simple process where we call it human loop technology, and it allows you to train those models where the AI isn't working so well. And then we surface up and say, hey, this intent failed, this utterance failed. Let me show you a way how to train that very quickly. And through AI Trainer, it makes AI adoption simple, fast, not complicated. It does not require a data scientist to get involved or your IT staff to get involved. So these are the tools of clicks, not code, to really accelerate the notion of applying AI. So I encourage you to take a look at that. So taking advantage of all three of those, what would that do? Well, it's all about reducing talk time, reducing handle time, increasing customer sat, decreasing agent effort, right? Decreasing agent frustration. These are all the KPIs we're driving at, and that leads to money, right? Obviously savings for you as the business, but more importantly, a better experience to the customers. And when you take advantage of these journeys of self-service, agent empowerment, and deeper analytics and insight to customers, you apply those, you really can make a huge differential financially, as well as the experience overall for your customers. And you can see these are typical results that we see in a variety of businesses as they apply AI technologies. So just real fast, I wanted to highlight here a few customers where they've taken advantage of Talkdesk AI and applied it here with City Experiences, just reducing handle time. Taking advantage of AI Trainer and using agent assistance really started to reduce the handle time. And that's a huge cost to the business. And of course, for agents, they want to also move on with the next task, the next interaction, seamless with speed. And so City Experiences was a great example of that. Employee Bridge as well, taking advantage of agent assist. Again, your agents are all knowing. They have to be all knowing. They are the front line of your workforce. They are the front line of your brand. Let them be empowered better to answer those complicated questions in more real-time fashion. And then Cisco Foods was another one where they were just looking for how to automate. Everyone wanted to know where their trucks were. We're all familiar with maybe these Cisco food trucks that we see on the highways. Everyone wanted to know, where's my food? When is it going to be delivered for a commercial business? And so we injected virtual agent to allow people, because they were constantly calling about, where's my truck here? When can I expect it to be delivered? We invoked virtual agent and we offset. No longer does the agent need to answer that. Let the virtual agent handle those robotic, repetitive tasks. So just some quick areas of where we made an impact for our customers. Now, to summarize, real fast, what at Talkdesk is a differentiator? And again, I talk about the 3 E's. Ease of use, enhance experiences, and elevating. Ease of use means no code, just clicks, right? It's easy to navigate. It's easy to start. You can begin tomorrow on your platform. It very simply, we've made it very intuitive in its approach. And it just begins with take an FAQ, ask a few questions, introduce a virtual agent to your voice or your website, and you can begin to contain in that realm. Identity as well, where you can authenticate. Really simply, we've made some simple tools there, great knowledge base that walks you through that. Enhance experiences, like I said, empower your agents. give them the tools they require so that they feel better about their operation in supporting your customers, and then allow them to begin to embrace what AI can do for them, because it becomes such a game changer, especially in this case where staff is being constrained and concerned. You want to retain your agents and your good agents, give them the tools that they need. And last but not least, gain deeper insight with our analytics and our AI trainer, where you can continually shape and enhance. And again, we've developed some really intelligent tools on that. So I would just think of those three pieces, or those three concepts of the ease, and that's how you begin. And that's it. So I didn't know if we have a few more minutes to take some questions or comments.
Bob, I really appreciate the insight that you've given us. I don't know if there's any questions at this time, but really appreciate your presentation today, and hopefully it'll drive future conversations.
You bet. And feel free to reach out to our team. We've got a set of experts happy to help anytime, and we're always eager to kind of explore how to make those experiences better.
Perfect. Nicole, do you have anything you want to add, or?
I think that's it. Thank you so much. Appreciate everyone attending, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you. Have a great one.
You too. Bye.